It's interesting because, obviously this civil suit was coming for a while.
Yep.
And there was some talk between Busby and Jay-Z's lawyers. I think both Busby and Jay-Z's lawyers are really alphas.
So civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and we'll see what happens, or if the DA looks and investigates.
Federal agents weren't aiming to uncover a scandal when they raided multiple properties connected to Sean Combs. But what they stumbled upon ignited a chain reaction that the entertainment world was completely unprepared for. Buried beneath the layers of celebrity excess, opulent decor, luxurious assets, rare memorabilia, and hidden vaults was something far more disturbing than anyone anticipated. Hard drives, tapes, and encrypted digital files containing footage capable of permanently altering the reputations of high-profile figures across the industry were reportedly recovered. At the center of this growing storm now stand two of entertainment's most powerful individuals, Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The couple, long seen as untouchable and meticulously private, find themselves named in an escalating scandal, threatening to upend the polished image they've spent decades refining and fiercely guarding. While the claims circulating may sound too sensational to believe, multiple reports suggest that Homeland Security investigators uncovered extremely compromising content during the raid. Recordings that allegedly expose celebrities in moments so scandalous and incriminating, the potential fallout could be historic if revealed publicly. In the middle of the chaos is a new theory gaining traction.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing new accusations of human trafficking as he awaits his federal trial. In a civil case filed in Florida April 1st, Joseph Manzaro alleges, according to court documents obtained by E! News, that he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually maimed as a victim of a coercive and organized criminal enterprise facilitated by Combs and others back in 2015, and names celebs such as Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and LeBron James as witnesses in the lawsuit. In his filing, Manzaro says the alleged events took place in April 2015. He states that he lost consciousness after feeling a, quote, greasy substance resembling Vaseline as he opened the front door to his home, after which he says
that Sean Combs, feeling abandoned by former allies during his legal unraveling, may be preparing to retaliate. According to numerous insider whispers, he's holding on to a digital arsenal of receipts, videos, recordings, and documents that could dismantle careers and shake the industry at its core. Picture it now, a private gathering hosted by Combs. The kind of ultra-exclusive event reserved for industry elites, A-list entertainers, studio executives, global athletes, all mingling in luxury. But far from the carefully filtered social media posts and red carpet smiles, these parties allegedly concealed something far more secretive and far less glamorous. These weren't just parties, they're now alleged to be elaborate, orchestrated setups. Carefully crafted environments where personal boundaries disappeared, inhibitions collapsed, and nothing went unnoticed. But here's the twist. The cameras weren't there to capture memories. They were positioned with precision. According to industry insiders, they existed solely for leverage. Recording footage meant to hold power over participants, not protect them. Reports now refer to these gatherings as freak-offs, a term used by those familiar with the inner workings of this hidden world. Far from the glamour of red carpets and award shows, these were said to be carefully staged traps. High-profile attendees believed they were relaxing in safe private circles among trusted peers. What they didn't realize, or perhaps chose to ignore, was that every move, every whisper, and every boundary-pushing act was reportedly caught on tape. Now, with federal agents in possession of these digital files, the consequences are starting to unfold. Investigators believe the recordings could change the trajectory of multiple careers and reveal a deeply embedded culture of control. And while the motivation behind Sean Combs' alleged actions remains unclear, one theory has emerged with startling weight. If he's going down, others are coming with him. Insiders suggest that some of the most damning evidence wasn't seized. It was handed over voluntarily. According to those close to the investigation, Diddy may be using this content as a bargaining chip. In a strategic attempt to reduce his own legal exposure, he's reportedly chosen to implicate others.
Was transported to another residence, where an associate of Combs allegedly told him that the music mogul wanted him brought to a freak-off event. Manzaro alleges in the suit he was secretly transferred to the music producer's home through a concealed tunnel allegedly connected to Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan's Miami property. He alleges that upon regaining partial consciousness, he found himself inside a large party area upon information and belief that it was a birthday party for Combs' then 17-year-old son Christian Combs. There he was allegedly forced to appear in a penis mask. The lawsuit states, Jay-Z and Beyoncé Knowles Carter were seated in the room, and upon seeing Manzaro, Beyoncé Knowles Carter asked, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked?"
Including some of the most powerful names in entertainment. Among them are Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the industry's celebrated power couple. Depending on who you ask, they either quietly distanced themselves as the walls closed in on Diddy, or they actively contributed to the pressure mounting against him. For Diddy, the sense of betrayal cuts deep. And this alleged response? Ruthless, calculated, and aimed at maximum devastation. Reigniting the firestorm is the resurgence of an old controversial voice. Industry whistleblower Jaguar Wright has long claimed there's a toxic undercurrent flowing beneath Hollywood's polished exterior. Her past allegations against the Carters, once dismissed as speculative noise, are now being revisited. Why? Because sources claim the seized footage may support some of the claims she made years ago. The narrative is spiraling, quickly unraveling beyond just celebrity parties. Allegations now point to a decade-spanning network of manipulation, exploitation, and high-level complicity. The reported footage, currently in federal hands, allegedly implicates numerous A-list figures in scenarios with potentially severe legal consequences. Cases that could permanently damage reputations and destroy legacies, no matter how protected those legacies once seemed. And yet, amid the growing storm, the Carters have remained completely silent. No statements, no denials, no press conferences, no cryptic social media posts meant to calm the waters. Instead, a profound and intentional quiet has taken hold. But behind the scenes, their legal team is reportedly moving fast, working aggressively to contain the fallout. Sources claim Beyoncé's attorneys have issued multiple cease and desist letters aimed at halting interviews, scrubbing online content, and pressuring media platforms to delete mentions of the scandal. Some platforms have allegedly received direct legal threats for simply repeating what's already public knowledge. But rather than stopping the story, this approach has had the opposite effect. The louder the legal pressure gets, the more intense the public obsession becomes. The internet is now in overdrive. Investigators, fans, commentators, and digital sleuths are dissecting every word, every gesture, every moment of silence from the Carter camp. The question being asked everywhere, if there's nothing to hide, why is the silence so deafening? Why no clear denial or effort to clear the air? What has deepened public concern further is a disturbing layer reportedly tied to these events. Though details remain unconfirmed, sources close to the investigation have hinted at the alleged involvement of minors. These are not just claims of adult misconduct. They are serious allegations of underage individuals being lured into dangerous environments under the guise of celebrity culture. If substantiated, this introduces potential criminal liability for anyone who was present, aware, or complicit in these environments. This isn't just a PR crisis. It could become a federal case. And if the Carters, as some insiders suggest, were involved in any capacity, their silence may be interpreted not as strategy, but as knowledge of something they can't publicly deny. The federal raid on Diddy's properties has reignited growing suspicions surrounding the tragic death of Kim Porter, his former partner, and the mother of 3 of his children. Before her sudden passing, Porter was allegedly working on a tell-all book, one that, according to insiders, could have shattered the industry's polished image.
Naked white man with a penis mask standing here in front of me. Manzaro alleges in the lawsuit that he was then forcibly paraded through multiple rooms filled with people who were jeering and taunting him, and that Combs himself stated, "He's going to find out what we do to snitches tonight. Get him undressed." Manzaro says that after being stripped and forcibly washed, he was sexually assaulted and forced to partake in unwanted sexual activity. He also alleges in the filing he woke up to find himself on a couch in a small dark side room, after which he says he was dressed and taken out of the residence to another house where he was savagely beaten and left for dead. He alleges that both the Estefans and James saw him before he entered Combs' home, with the suit stating that as he was dragged through,
she was rumored to possess detailed knowledge of what went on behind the scenes at some of the most exclusive celebrity gatherings. Now, with federal agents reviewing Diddy's seized hard drives and digital archives, sources claim some of the recovered material aligns with what Porter had reportedly planned to reveal. That chilling overlap is now prompting a serious question. Was Kim Porter silenced? And if so, who else may be in danger now that these recordings are in federal hands? As investigators dig deeper, the ripple effect is reaching unexpected corners. Even Beyoncé's mother, Tina Knowles, has been drawn into the headlines. A recent social media incident saw her allegedly liking a comment critical of Jay-Z amid the unfolding allegations. Although she quickly claimed her account was hacked, the incident sparked intense speculation about internal tensions and public perception. The internet, always on high alert for inconsistencies, quickly seized the moment as potential proof that unity within the Carter family might be faltering. But while online theories dominate the digital space, the most serious threat may soon come from a legal front. Attorneys representing multiple alleged victims are reportedly drafting lawsuits that could name not only Diddy, but also other high-profile figures, including Jay-Z and Beyoncé. These suits are expected to rely heavily on the contents of the seized tapes and corroborating testimony from insiders and former employees. If these lawsuits move forward, they could trigger a courtroom battle with massive consequences, one that shifts this story from celebrity scandal into a landmark case of systemic abuse and institutional cover-up. And as the number of alleged victims grows, so does the gravity of the accusations. Despite the mounting pressure, Jay-Z and Beyoncé have remained silent, issuing no official statements and making no public appearances addressing the matter. For now, their strategy appears to be calculated restraint. But as the legal storm gathers strength, silence may no longer be an option. Their current strategy, if it can even be called that, appears to be one of careful silence, calculated inaction in the face of mounting allegations. But the question remains, is this a show of quiet confidence or a reflection of looming fear? Are they counting on their immense wealth, long-standing influence, and powerful industry ties to shield them from the fallout? Or, as insiders suggest, are they preparing behind the scenes for a legal battle so high stakes, so reputationally damaging, that even a single misstep could mean irreversible collapse? And now, the situation has escalated further. Whispers are spreading through digital back channels and underground forums that some of the footage seized during the federal raids may have already begun leaking onto the dark web. Private message boards and encrypted networks are reportedly buzzing with claims of screenshots and short video clips surfacing in secret circles. If authenticated, these alleged leaks could confirm some of the most explosive allegations made so far. But more importantly, they would make the content permanently available, far beyond the reach of publicists, legal injunctions, or even government intervention. For the Carters and others named in the investigation, the stakes have evolved from defending against legal charges to trying to preserve reputations built over decades of global dominance.
Through the back entrance of their mansion at approximately 12:30 a.m., Gloria, quote, panicked upon seeing his deteriorating state and said, "Call an ambulance." However, Manzaro says Emilio quickly silenced her and ushered her away. He also says that after encountering James, the NBA star looked at him and said in response to Gloria's plan for an ambulance, "Y'all better do something about that." In a statement to E! News, Combs' legal team says the filed complaint demonstrates the depraved lengths plaintiffs will travel to garner headlines in pursuit of a payday. No sane person reading this complaint could credit this story. Mr. Combs looks forward to having his day in court, where these lies and the perverse motives of those who told them will be revealed. E! News has reached out to Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the Estefans, and James for comment and has not heard back. Jay-Z's attorney tells TMZ his client wasn't in Florida at the time of the alleged incident. Additionally, James' rep tells the outlet the athlete was playing basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers and never in Miami at the time the alleged party took place, while Gloria and Emilio's reps say that no parties were thrown at their Miami house between 2012 and 2019. As a result of the alleged party, Manzaro says in the lawsuit he suffered catastrophic physical injuries, including severe internal trauma, permanent groin damage, sexual maiming, and multiple inguinal hernias, and that they are extensively documented by medical evaluations from a urologist and surgeon.
Yet perhaps the most harrowing turn of all is what's now coming from those allegedly victimized by this hidden world. The focus is shifting rapidly from speculation about celebrities to the voices of survivors, those who say they were drawn into these elite circles through manipulation, coercion, and false promises. One alleged victim has already come forward, with her legal team submitting detailed filings that outline what she describes as a calculated trap. She claims she was contacted with an offer that seemed both legitimate and career-changing, an invitation to audition for a high-profile music video, presented directly by a trusted industry name connected to both Diddy and Jay-Z. But what she walked into, according to her account, was not a casting call. It was something far more disturbing, something she now says was designed to exploit, not empower. According to one of the lawsuits now making its way through federal court, the details are deeply disturbing. The alleged victim claims the event took place at a sprawling Miami mansion, outfitted with lavish features, guarded gates, and something far more ominous, underground rooms that, she says, were strictly off-limits to most guests. From the moment she arrived, she says the atmosphere felt controlled, orchestrated. She was offered a drink by a well-dressed staffer, nothing unusual at first glance. But according to her legal team, what was in that glass altered everything. Moments later, she reportedly felt disoriented, her senses fading as the music thumped overhead. She remembers being led down a corridor by faces she vaguely recognized, men from the entertainment world, but their features became hazy, blurred by what she believes was a drugged drink. What allegedly happened next is outlined in sealed court documents. While the exact phrasing has not been released to the public, the legal language alone has already sent tremors through the music and film industries. The accusations are serious, harrowing, and suggest a pattern of exploitation hidden behind elite guest lists and red carpet facades. And this story isn't isolated. In the weeks following the federal raids on Diddy's properties, more than a dozen similar accounts have emerged. Survivors, now coming forward through attorneys, are pointing to identical venues, the same network of private jets, familiar celebrity hosts, and, most chilling of all, a recurring list of names connected to each event. It's as if the entire industry is holding its breath, waiting to see who gets named next. But this moment goes beyond celebrity fallout. If these allegations are proven true, and if the rumored footage truly exists, this isn't just about reputations. It's about an entrenched culture of silence and exploitation that has thrived beneath the surface of glitz, power, and luxury. The entertainment industry has long faced criticism for shielding its most powerful figures from consequences. But this scandal feels different. It could become the reckoning that forces a new era of accountability. With federal investigators now reportedly preparing charges against several high-profile individuals, the practice of sweeping these incidents under the rug may finally be running out of space. So what happens now? Will the Carters continue to remain silent, relying solely on high-powered attorneys and carefully managed media strategies? Or will they face growing public pressure to respond directly? Will Diddy's alleged arsenal of recordings truly bring down Hollywood royalty? Or will it be dismissed as a last-ditch effort by someone with everything to lose? And most important of all, what about the victims? Will their voices finally break through the noise? Or will they be buried again beneath layers of legal deflection, public spin, and industry distractions? As the investigation moves forward, one thing is clear. This story isn't just about celebrity scandal. It's about systemic power, protection, and what happens when the curtains are finally pulled back. The truth, if fully revealed, could change the entire landscape of fame, influence, and justice in America's most untouchable circles. Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know where you think this is heading. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. This is just the beginning, and there's more to come. See you in the next one.